Hello everybody, my name is Simon Woods. I'm a sales engineer here at Convertr. Welcome to the third in a series of videos, which is going to talk through how we integrate with Adobe's Marketo marketing automation platform. We've done a couple of videos previous to this. Video one was really around the prerequisites we require in Marketo, things that we need like client ID, client secret, and identity URL. So I would fully recommend having that being the starting point for your journey if you're integrating between the two platforms. Second video really covered off integrating with a listing Marketo. This video or tutorial is going to basically cover off integrating with a Marketo program. So without further ado, what we should see in front of you on the screen is a campaign that we have set up in Convertr. So first and foremost, you need to go to the Processor tab. So we're currently in the Processor tab. The tab we need to hit next is Integration. And you can see here we currently have no integration jobs configured. So if we click Add Job, click on this box here, and then start to type in Marketo. And you can see we have two options here related to Marketo. This time, in this video, we're going to choose the integrate to a Marketo program. In the previous video, we integrated to a Marketo list. So if we highlight this and then click Save, and now we should see a load of configuration modals that require our input. So the first thing to say, what we're going to do is remove unwanted, what's not required in this instance. So we're not interested in custom objects or custom activities. So if you click on the X next to both of those to remove them. Now, next thing is to look at API section. And what we want to do is remove manual, because we're going to use some credentials that we created in the first video to enable us to connect to the instance of Marketo. So I choose Credential Manager and then click off this. And then you can see it says Manager Credentials. If I click on the down arrow, we can see that we've got some stored credentials with the name New Convertr API Marketo 2 program. So we select those. And then now we click off that. So the platform is going away and talking to that instance of Marketo. The next thing we need to do is look up program name. And then you can see here we have a number of lists. It's already grabbed those programs, I should say, from Marketo. So we're going to choose this program, which is 10,001. And the lookup field, we're going to choose email. Source, we're going to choose Convertr. Okay. Final step is that obviously we have a number of fields in Convertr, and we want to ensure that they're mapped correctly to the fields that we have in Marketo. So in our first video, what we did is we actually downloaded to a CSV file or an XLS file the fields from Marketo. So what I want to do is just look at my Convertr form first. So if I'm just going to click Save for now. We'll come back to this in a minute. And then if I go to Creatives and go to Forms and just click. Now I'm in the forms. If I just click on Edit, you can see we have a very simple form here: first name, last name, email, and telephone. And what we want to do then is just look at the fields, copy the fields that we downloaded to Marketo as well, and just check and make sure that those are sort of correlated. So we have email, which is email in lowercase, first name, last name, and then phone. Okay, so if I go back to my campaign, once back in the campaign, if I just choose to go to processor, integration, then integration. So now in integration, we just need to go back into configure here, and you can see that on the left hand side what we have are Marketo fields. On the right hand side we have Convertr fields. Because we're only parsing 4 values or 4 fields across, what we don't need in this instance is postcode, city, and address. So obviously in a real world scenario, you probably want to pass a lot more data than this, but this is just for example. So this is now configured and ready to go. So I click save. And then we just need to test it. So I'm going to go to our Convertr form, our landing page. So this is the landing page that we've configured in Convertr. And if I type in name, email, and I'm just going to click off that. And then we're going to do the number as well. So we're using the live email and live telephone checker here. And if I click opt-in, and then I click submit. So the lead is being passed through to the Convertr platform, and that will obviously run through the rules that we have configured for this particular campaign. And once it's gone through those rules, it will then pass the lead on to Marketo. So if I just go into demo campaign and then the leads page, we should see now we've had a lead delivered, it's 100% valid, and you can see if we look at the delivery here, it says integrated into Marketo. And if I go into my instance of Marketo, so I'm in my instance of Marketo, I go to marketing activities and click on the list in question. And then if I look at members, you can see here we should now have the lead that we pushed through Convertr into the instance of Marketo. So that's about it for Marketo programs and integration with Convertr. Thank you very much for watching the video. We've got one more video coming up, which is going to talk about custom data objects and custom activities and how we integrate those from Convertr into Marketo as well. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you found this interesting and informative.